Hey, this is PeanutEOD, and this is my 2018 Yamaha YZF R6, and today I'm going to be installing some parts. Installing this Quadlock cell phone mount. Previously I had the RAM mount with the adapter for the Quadlock case kit, and this worked pretty well. I mean, it's kind of bulky, which is not really a big deal, and you can get it any angle you want. That's kind of cool. The one thing I didn't like is where it mounts into the fork stem. No matter how tight you get it, this spins. You can spin it by hand. I didn't have too much of a problem with it just spinning on its own, but it does not get tight no matter what. That's tightened down all the way, and I could still turn it when it was in the fork stem. Didn't really like that. Then I saw this system. It's made by Quadlock. It's for their own mount kit, and they even show it on an R6 in their commercial. This is Quadlock's own system for a fork stem. It comes with two different size barrels, depending on what bike you have. They have different stem sizes. And then this is the case for my iPhone. So this is all the stuff that it comes with. Right here is the kit. And then I also got this optional piece right here that is a USB charger. Oh, this didn't come with the kit. I had to buy this. Just a little short cable for the iPhone. Alright, let's get started. First thing we need to do is take off this side panel so we can lift the gas tank. We also need to take off the seat and probably this piece right here just to make it easier for working. Have to connect to the battery. Run the line up along the frame up to here. The easy part is installing the stem mount. That's not a problem at all. It comes with two. I have to change out the barrel on the mount. Not a big deal. I'll show you how to do that. Alright. This should be all the tools I need. A couple 10mm wrenches, a 4mm Allen wrench, and a 5mm Allen wrench. I'll start with the seat first. Lift up the back. There's a 5mm Allen screw right here. Apparently I put them together. Once the two bolts are out, the seat lifts right out. Once the seat's out of the way, you can access the battery. Here's the positive and negative terminals. We don't need to take anything else off the tail. It can stay as it is. Now we need to take these side panels off. There's one on each side, and that will allow us to lift the tank. So first, there's one screw on each side. Not a screw, it's a bolt. It's an Allen head. Once those are out, you grab on back here and they go straight back. They come off easy. Next thing you take off, there's the main screw right up in the front of the tank. Actually, in the airbox cover. The tank's back here. This is the airbox cover. There's one 5mm bolt screw, whatever you want to call it, right here. It looks different than all the rest of them, so we can't mess it up. It's a shiny one. Next thing you need to remove is right here. There's this breather hose for the tank. When the fuel drains out of it, the air, it's a sealed system. I'm not gonna explain that shit. There's a drain, it's an air tube. It's fucking doesn't matter. This hose has a coupler right in the middle, and then right behind it, there's a 4mm screw that one on each side holds the tank down in place. See? Nice and tight. Okay, here's the coupler I was talking about. It's got one of these little spring clamps on each side from the factory, but I'm constantly taking it apart. I work on my bike a lot. I do a lot of maintenance. I took the other one off. It's just a vent hose, so it's not pressurized. It doesn't really matter if there's two on there. I'm sure Yamaha put them on there for a reason, but I took it off for a reason. So this one where it would be one of these spring clamps is missing. That way, when I just pull this, it comes off. Well, I need 2 hands to do that, but now you can see what I'm talking about. And then there's the 4mm right behind it. Okay, this next step is optional. You don't have to remove the tank to do what I'm gonna do. You can just lift it like this and access pretty much everything you need. But I see people do installs on motorcycles a lot and they never want to remove the tank. They always try and leave the tank in place because it's a pain in the ass. It's not really. I'm always yelling at the screen, just take the fucking tank off. It's easier. That's why I have the 2 10mm wrenches. Right here. There's 1 bolt in the back, it's the pivot bolt. Then there's 1 plug and 1 hose, and the tank comes right off. Plug. And now it's free. What we're gonna do is line from the positive and negative terminals. We're gonna follow this wiring harness up to the front. Nice and easy. I didn't realize the Quadlock used the same type of connector that my battery tender uses. I've already got the pigtail in place, so I'm gonna use this. Quadlock connects right to it. Already there. So what we'll do with this one is fish it right underneath the tank bracket. So instead of adding something else to the battery or changing this out with one that's pretty much the same, only it doesn't have the little inline fuse, I'll just use this one. So this is the USB connector that's going to go up front. So we'll leave this up about where it's going to go. Okay, the Quadlock system is great. Doesn't come with the cable, but it's alright. What it does come with is this stem mount. There you go. And the 2 different barrels. They even give you this little Allen wrench. Comes with the kit. To change out the barrel, you pull this little plug out. And then this fits right down in here. Now, it comes with it, but I like using my own. It's a 3mm. I can spin it faster. So that comes off. Then you pull the barrel off and you can see these lines in it. Those are for, these lines right here are for centering it so it doesn't spin. So you take the other barrel, shove it down in the middle of the screw, put some pressure on it. And you can see here, I don't know if it'll focus, there's little ears on the mount itself that these line up with. So these line up like that. Now this won't spin. And that's why I like this system better than the ram mount. Once we get these lined up, screw it down a little bit, and now they're locked in place. Now this goes right into your fork stem. Then this goes on top, and it locks in place. Now, for the hardest part. Alright, we're done. Just shove that right down in your fork stem, make sure it's kind of straight, and then you tighten this down. It locks in solid. That's why I like it. Not going anywhere. Give it a little bit more. There we go. Once that's tightened down, put the plug back in. And then it has this arm. It's shorter than the one that ram mount has. I like to do product placement. So it says Quadlock on the side. So, not quite sure which way it's gonna go. I think it might go this way. You can set the angle. It's got little lock tabs in there. So for now, take the screw. It only goes in one side. And then this is where the phone mounts to. Then this mounts up here. This, or like this, or like this, however you want it. It's also got those little, they're like teeth on there for clocking it. So however you want it. Just under your triple. I think I'm gonna want it like this. And this will be out of the way. The reason I want it like this is the plug is on the bottom, and then when my phone is mounted like this, that's where all the power goes, like a loop. When you get it, the mount itself has this remove before use little disc on it. If you're gonna mount it straight to this, you just mount it with this screw. However, it's already locked in. Since I'm using the power adapter, it comes with a longer screw. So we'll remove that. Okay, to mount the mount itself, that sounds weird. So the power adapter goes on top. Then this says, the plate says Quadlock. So I like to put it to the left side. So line that up. They lock in place so you know they're straight. Push down a little bit, use the longer screw. Already comes with Loctite on it. Get my 3mm. Screw it down. Now since I have a lot of extra wire, I'm gonna pull the slack out of it. I like to leave a little bit of slack in here. I don't want it tight. So now that everything's all installed, nice and tight, I can mount my phone to that. Next thing to do is put it all back together. And now it's all back together. And yeah, I am gonna move this mount. So, the reason I want my cell phone on here is for GPS when I'm going places that I don't know. So, Quadlock locks in place like that. So I'll put this here, and then loosen these. Now I can see where I want it. Probably like that. Yep, give it a full swing of motion. It doesn't touch the tank. Okay, bonus footage. So, one of my videos, somebody mentioned that I put the can on the wrong side of the bracket. I said, all right, I'll take a look at that. When you look at it from above, it's apparent. So, I don't know if you can tell, but when you're looking at it from above, you can see where the bracket is and where the exhaust. You can see that it goes on the other side. I don't know how I missed that, but I'm gonna fix it now. not as easy as I thought it was going to be. It's not just one bolt. If I had all my tools here, this would be a lot easier. But most of my tools are in my RV. So, you can remove the footprint, the bolts for the rear sets. I don't have a spring hook here. So, there. Was that easy? Those will get torqued off camera. Now this was pointed out by, I believe it's Motorsports Junkie 310, but Motorsports had 3 S's or something like that. I don't know. Thank you. You were right. I was wrong.